Alrighty guys, welcome to another video. Another scx24 video. This one is kind of interesting. I actually got this one in a trade a while back. I traded my TRX4M Defender because at the time I wasn't really doing anything with it, and upgrades were just from Traxxas. There wasn't really any aftermarket stuff yet, and I just kind of wanted to get into more other things than that, and I really wanted a deadbolt, and someone had a deadbolt, and we traded it for that. Well, he didn't tell me that the electronics were dead, so when I plugged in the electronics he gave me, the thing ran like crazy, even though the truck wasn't turned on, and then it eventually just died, and yeah, smelled like burning plastic, which, that's always a great sign. Cut forward how many months later, I have the deadbolt just sitting around, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this thing? I was thinking about getting that Toyota FJ body that they came out with. I think it's called the Hard Body RC Company came out with it. That's literally their name. And they made a Toyota FJ40 body. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. You know, it's a really nice detailed hard body for about 60 bucks. You know, it's a little steep, but, you know, it's not bad. It looks really nice. It's really nicely detailed and really nicely painted. I sat on it for a while. I still had the stock deadbolt body. I needed to get this thing running, which was the biggest thing. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, nah, it's still not... Even if I do the Toyota FJ body, I don't know if I want to do it with this one, because the person who had it before me already widened it and put a whole bunch of cool upgrades on it. That's not really what I want to do. I don't want to convert it back to stock. So, you know, I sat on it more. And then finally I saw a video where someone took a Playmobil Volkswagen and put it on an scx24. And I said, that's cool, let's do that. And so here it is. This is the Gore by 4, named after the little buggy-looking thing from SnowRunner. I just like that name. I just think it's really funny sounding. Apparently that thing is a Russian vehicle called a Lada. I think that's how you pronounce it. The front bumpers don't really fit that well anymore because there's nothing for them to attach to, but they kind of just friction fit in there. So yeah, it's pretty much a deadbolt. It's got new shocks on there. Before it just had the stock shocks, and because the person who had this before did that whole droop setup thing, and I had to convert it back to having the body be high up because I don't really like the droop setup, and with this hard body, it didn't really work well. So yeah, these shocks just arrived today, so if they're really stiff, it's because they're literally brand new. I just put them in. These are the exact same Enduras that I have on my Gladiator. And here they are on the Gladiator. And they... yeah, you just gotta break them in. That's basically what it is. These are still very, very new, but once I bring it to the course and break them in a little, it should be fine. They're very stiff at the moment, but that should sort itself out once I bring it to the course and really put this thing through the test with all those bumps and stuff like that. What else did I do to it today? I put an Emax servo on there because it's still, even though with all those beefy parts, just had the stock servo. I don't know what company makes this. This is really nice. It's a big old chunk of brass. It's very heavy, and that's really good. I like that. This part is plastic. I need to see if I can get a metal one. I don't trust that at all. It still seems to work just fine. It's a very stiff piece of plastic, but I don't trust it. The stripes are a little bit ugly, especially at the top there or at the front. They kind of just stop because I ran out of stripe decals. the rear is where it really gets interesting. This flips up to reveal a pretty decent looking engine in there with some exhaust pipe details, which is I just thought was so unique. You know, when's the last time you saw an scx24 that had engine detail? Like, never. Just thought that that was such a cool thing, and that actually works with how the body is mounted, which I could show you. It's a little thing that goes right in there. There's a pin, and these are pretty self-explanatory. Just body clips. Roof still comes off. So if you're ever feeling lazy and you just want to charge the car like that, you just plug it in. The massive downside to this vehicle still, even though I have been playing with it and driving it around, it's really, really good. It's got a lot of beefy parts on there. It still has the stock motor. And that's something that's going to have to go sooner than later. Sooner rather than later, I mean. Because with all this heavy stuff on here, all this heavy brass stuff, I don't see that motor lasting very long. Those frequently burn out. You always have to replace them. And the stock motor is not really that good. Even the cheapo Endura motor that I have in the Gladiator, I think this was like $9. Something like that. It was a really cheap motor on Amazon. That thing is just so much more smoother and so much more controlled than the stock motor and the Axial. So yeah, it's just a hell of a lot better when you swap that out. Fortunately for me, I do have this, which I got in the trade during this thing. This really nice, big, beefy 66-turn motor. I have no idea how good it is, but I'm willing to bet it's way better than the motor that's in there. I don't have a plate for it, so I want to see if we could use the stock mounting plates to put this in there. But this will probably be a hell of a lot better than the stock motor, hopefully. I don't know anything about that motor, so who the hell knows. These decals, by the way, came off of a AMT Chevy Impala Super Stalker kit. I just thought it would be really cool to go with a racing vibe for this crawler, even though it's not going to be racing. But this is probably going to be more of my competitive rig. You know, if I ever get the chance to go to the competitions they have on Wednesday nights, this is the guy I want to bring there. Not the Gladiator, no. Not the one that I actually did properly. The car that I have no idea how it's going to perform there. Yeah. But, I will have some running footage of this thing soon. I just need to wait for that guy to open up the course again that I go to and see how it drives. And, yeah, you can see just how those shocks just really droop down. I'm going to have to put the same rubber band setup I did on the Gladiator onto this thing, because that's not ideal. We're definitely going to need some limiting straps, at least on the front. The rear's not that big of a deal, but on the front, yeah. We did have to grind a bunch of the pieces there to get that to clear, but, you know, I mean, it's not bad. I saw someone else who did this online. There's two videos, to my knowledge. There's one that has no commentary at all, and there's just a guy showing running footage of this thing. And there's the interior in it, which is really curious. I don't know how they did that. There's really no room to do it. You can see, well, why am I doing that when I can just show you? The ESC and the battery, everything is right there. So how you would get an interior in there is beyond me, unless you want it to sit really, really high. But I wanted the frame to be really deep in this thing. Like, I wanted it to sit on these rock sliders here. Just so it wouldn't be super, super high up, because there's a part in that course that I go to where you really need your vehicle to clear under a bridge. So, if anything, I don't think that this part's going to clear, but we could always remove that and just run it like this for that part, and then when it comes to a stop, just put it back on. Yeah. Anyway, I've talked long enough about this thing. This has been the Gore by 4, and we will have running footage of it soon, next weekend. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, have a good one.